Hello, everybody, it's me, Phil, and I'm here doing another gameplay, analyze game sort of video. The first one of which went up about 4 days ago, I would say, time recording. This one's going to be a lot less scripted though, because I really just want to talk about some major points throughout the game, and more so do a like test how good I am at doing a more live sort of thing. So in this, I'm going to be trying it live. This was a game that me, Garrett, and one of Garrett's Steam friends played together, I think yesterday night. We played like 3 or 4 games together. I think we won 2 of the 4, 2 of the 3, I don't really remember. But this one, I thought it had a really good point to make about teamwork. So throughout the game, I will have points on that.
Yes.
Now, we're gonna watch Garrett this time. Actually, we're gonna find out Garrett's mistakes. So this game was done. I am an MG2. Garrett is a gold level 1, and is this one wasn't done with his friend. Wrong replay, whatever. A guy that we later on added is gold level 4. So this was the game before we invited one of his friends. But, it's a pistol round. I don't know why Garrett does it, but he always was a P250 on first round. It's not really like the most cost-efficient thing, but if it works, it works, I guess. Doing the dumpster jump for the P250 isn't really going to work very well, unfortunately. The only weapons that really works with are like P90s and shotguns and the CZ, due to the fact that you lose almost all accuracy when you jump. But with a P90, it isn't much of a problem because you have so many bullets. With a CZ, it's not much of a problem because the bullets do so much damage in such a small spread when it's up close. And with shotguns, it's just one shell, so you should normally be fine. So far, I've mostly just been talking, not really watching the replay, but what I've seen, his crosshair placement's been decent enough. Right now, he had a good crosshair position to pre-shoot back of sight, and now he's gonna go try and help his teammate. So his teammate's lit to 1, and they don't know if he's pushing cat or if he's sitting cat or what they're doing. So just really slow play. Nothing too spectacular. We're just gonna speed it up to get to where anything happens. So they didn't know where he was going. He's gonna check B because they're not sure what side it is. They noticed it's not B. So now you make the mad dash all the way to long, and then we hope that we can get the defuse. So it's not planned for long, so it's surprising that the guy was actually long. But I'm fairly certain he kills both of us, both of the 2 people. He does, and we lose the pistol round. It was a really good pistol round. If I can close this down. Garrett, he got 2 kills, he did his job. I got 1 kill, sort of did my job. And then, whatever, this dog guy, he got a kill too. So, all in all, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good because we lost the pistol round. And now we're probably just going to get stopped for the next 2 or 3 rounds while we save. We'll watch him though. Nothing's happening here. We're just going to speed. Okay, here we go. Bad crosshair placement. He's shooting too rapidly, and he's messing up his sidestep. Normally, when you sidestep, yeah, he's aiming way too imprecisely. He needs to probably lower his sensitivity. That'll help with more precision, because he was like right to his left, the left of his head, and now he's out of ammo, so he gets the PK. But he was right to the left of his head, and I bet if he moved any more right, he would have went to the right of his head because his sensitivity is off. So he might need to change that. But this round, it's 2 on 3, 2 of us go down, and our last guy gets a kill and then falls to mom's spaghetti. And that was that round. So this is our 3rd round. We're most likely saving just again. Buys another P250, that's normal for a save round, because at least you want to have a chance of getting some kills. The USP and the P2K only doing about, I'm going to say like 22 damage per hit to armor. It's good that you can buy just a P250 or a 5.7. It does occasionally screw up your eco, but if you can get a pick or 2, it's usually worth it. So he has decent crosshair placement. He was a little bit up and to the right, and he shot too fast. what you have to do with pistols is, if you spray too fast, their spread moves up. So if you spray at a guy's head, you're gonna miss because your bullets are gonna go above. But if you just go, like, instead of going tap 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 tap, if you go tap 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 tap, then normally your accuracy is pretty good. So this is our first buy round. We have a FAMAS, an M4, an M4, an AWP, and oh, and this is a round where that guy sits AFK, I think. Yeah, communication isn't too great right now. It's 0-3. Normally that's a sign that you have fairly poor communication. Now that's a good pick. He shouldn't have rushed lowers like instantly, but it worked, so it's okay. He got one good pick. He got a second good pick. That reload is unnecessary, and is going to screw him up because he didn't see that guy went CT. And unfortunately, our whole entire team communication is off, so no one's really making call-outs. But that's the point that I really wanted to make in this, using this demo, that teamwork is really important, because in the beginning of this game, I think it starts out like 1-7 or something insanely stupid like that, and we are just getting demolished, and we have like no confidence in our teammates. Our one Gucci main guy, pretty sure, hasn't gotten a kill all game. That's a bad rush. He shouldn't rush in like that. One of our guys has 1 kill. I only have 2 kills. Our teammate has 4, 5, and 6, which is not bad, but we just have no real coordination. Good Dog never really spoke. Coke didn't speak till near the end when we started gaining some more communication. We actually won that round, surprisingly enough. But communication is super important. Now, there's nothing really he could have done there. Hit a FAMAS, so he couldn't have one-shot headshot the AWP, but there's not too much we could have done there. But we were feeling really demoralized by round 7, round 9. And so we're just going to skip through. Oh, there's a couple rounds in this where we probably should have been saving, but we didn't. So we bought like FAMASs and 5.7s and Bisons and stuff. Stupid stuff. Now, he's completely oblivious to that guy. That's really bad. He needs to be aware. He needs to check his corners. But luckily, I peek him. We both take him out, and then we take out the next guy. So it all worked out in the end, but you gotta make sure you check your corners. Make sure that your brightness is high enough to where you can see corners. Because on my old computer, when I didn't have brightness settings, if you looked lower dark in lower tones, you couldn't see anything. If you looked dark in Verna, you couldn't see anything. So it's really important that you learn those corners and have enough brightness. That was really bad trying to throw a nade from all the way over there. It wouldn't make it. Now I'm gonna come along with the AWP that I've stolen this round, and I'm gonna get destroyed. And our one guy's basically just gonna. Oh, he's AFK. That's another thing that happened this game. Our communication was really poor, and then this guy went AFK for about, I don't know, 7 rounds, something insane. So we were super demoralized. We thought the game was over. That was there's nothing even really to say about that. He rushed in on a save round and died. It's not a big deal. But it's now 1-7. We don't have a buy round. Oh, we do have a buy round, and our one guy leaves because he's been idle for too long. And now we're going to slow this down. Whatever. Who cares? It's just another round that we're getting demolished. But, so now we bought again, because luckily we have enough money. And now we're going to slow it down and see how this rush works. So, crosshair placement's okay. It needs to be a little higher. Luckily that guy missed his shot. And, a flashbang out is decent. It's not a pop flash, so they could have just turned if they were in spawn, but it's better than no flash at all. What you should have done is thrown it over the long hut instead of through that door, and he just gets one tapped, which is unfortunate. Now, if I could switch, that'd be great. So, what I really wanted to just talk about in this video was the importance of communication, because obviously it's 9-1, we're doing awful. Luckily our one guy comes back, which is always good. And this is the start of when we actually begin like getting back into things. Once our one guy gets back, shortly after we actually start like really saying, hey, we can still win this. They're not really good. We can do this. So he peeks, gets an up, and then runs away with the up, which is always good. So we've gotten a pick, and then he misses like 3 off bullets, but luckily our one guy comes in, our 2 guys come in, collapse on him, and we get the round. So this is the start of our comeback. Once Good Dog came back, we started communicating more, we started doing actual strategies, we started not buying Bisons and stupid things like that, and we decided, you know what, we can win because we want to get Garrett ranked up some more. So that's always good. Now, that's decent crosshair placement. I actually want to go back and look at that a little bit more. So, because I was too busy messing with the actual playback to really watch. And I want to see how that worked for him. Because although this video was mainly made for the purpose of talking about how even if you're super behind, you shouldn't get too demoralized because you can still come back. It's also about seeing Garrett's crosshair placement. That flashbang was pretty decent. It will flash people in sight in a tunnel. Most people won't really be watching for a nade in tunnel, or at least a flash. I'm gonna half speed this. So he's way to the right because he didn't know where he was. He pulls all the way to where the guy was and then starts shooting, which is bad. Luckily he is doing a decent stutter step to try and keep his aim, but he was moving while he was shooting. So his stutter step was okay at times, but then it like screwed up, and his crosshair placement was a little bit to the left again. So what I really think he needs to do is just change the sensitivity so that it's a little bit slower. But all in all, that was, aside from the actual shooting bit, that was decent, decent play. We get a pick at B, bombs down B, bomb's not down B, bomb down, it's long, but it's a 1v4, and this guy has 7 HP, so he's gonna attempt to save, I would assume. But ever since our one guy came back, and we actually gained the ability to like talk and have communication, we are starting to gain rounds again, which is always important. So he misses the shot, misses a bunch of like 9 bullets, and hits one guy and then dies Gucci. So that's always good. Let's scroll back over to Garrett. Yeah, we can just keep it 2 times. But I don't really have too much more to say about this. My entire point has been made. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to the end and show you guys how the game ended. And most of this is, all of this is down to once we started to communicate on CT side once our 5th guy returned, but on T side we actually had like set strats. This is what we're doing. Listen, or we're gonna kick you, because we had Coke. He's the guy that we added afterwards. He would have had our back, and then it would have been 3 out of 4 already to try and kick somebody. And we really wanted to win, so we started like getting aggressive, needing actual strategies, and it worked out in the end. So I'm going to skip to the very end and show you guys the final scorecard. So this is the beginning of match point. I'm not sure when it actually ends the game, but I'm going to show you match point. Oh, and part of the reason we won also was bot Bert. They did gain a bot somewhere halfway through the game, but by that point they had such a commanding lead that honestly if we didn't communicate it wouldn't have really mattered. And they still put up a really good fight 4v5 because to be totally honest, one of our guys wasn't very useful. Gucci Mane was not the most helpful person. So I suicide in really badly. He suicides in really badly. And now we're just waiting for our team to hopefully clean up. So the 2-on-2. We have our bottom frag and then I think our 4th frag. Our 3rd frag. 2-on-2 holding B site for the win. So one's coming tunnel. The decoy is an interesting choice. And Coke gets an amazing up shot. I want to point out also, part of the reason that we were so demoralized this game was due to the fact that on our rifle rounds, both good Doug Walker, who ends up being our 2nd frag, and Coke, they are really bad, like, with rifles. And so we instantly declared them as, these guys are awful, why are we playing with these guys, who cares anymore? But about 14 rounds into the game, it was one of our last rounds on CT side, Coke picked up an op, and Coke saved that op, and then he got an ace on the final CT round, which was kind of insane. We thought that it was a fluke, but going back and watching Coke during this replay and seeing his performance with the op throughout the game, he's a damn good op. So another thing you have to keep in mind when you're not communicating or when you're trying to communicate is you can't get mad at your team. If someone's doing poorly, you need to either make a joke out of it and make the person who's doing poorly laugh, or you need to like encourage them, be like, hey dude, you might have royally screwed up your 1v5 or your 1v1 because you don't know how to spray. But you know, those first 3 bullets, those hit. Those were good. And you have to do things that sound really dumb on paper, but when you're in game and you're like, shit, I just completely screwed up, I just lost us the round, and now we're on another echo, you need to make them feel like it wasn't just their fault. Because if you're stuck in a 1v1, it normally isn't your fault. It's normally partly fault to your team for all dying and leaving a guy up. So it's just important to encourage your teammates and keep the actual like team coherence, I'm gonna call it, intact. So that's my point on that. And now we're going to continue the replay, and I'm fairly certain this is the last round. And that's the game. So a game that started out 1-9 was then brought back to a 16-13 victory. And I'm now going to show the scorecard. And that was the scorecard. We had 26 frags, 23 frags, 24 frags, 19 frags, 16 frags. I was doing really badly most of the game, and then within the last, I'm going to say 10-ish rounds on T side, I came back and did really well. This guy, he had been doing good all game, but then he went AFK. He had 15 assists, which means although during the actual game we were in Skype complaining about how he's awful and how he wasn't doing anything for the team, even though somehow he was second fragging and top fragging most of the game, he was a big role in our win, in our victory, with those 15 assists. And Coke, once he picked up the op, he did really well. Garrett, for being in a lobby with people 3 to 5 ranks higher than him, he did really well. I gotta say, -5 for being against people at least 3 ranks higher than you is really not that bad. He did make some bad decisions, and some of them have been encouraged by me, like the rush through tunnels if we know they're A, which you really shouldn't do. If you're doing that, then you have to be like super cocky and feel that you can always make the first shot and get the shot. But I encourage that because normally in our games I'm super cocky, because normally when I play with my lower skilled friends, I'm the highest rank in the lobby, so. But he really shouldn't be learning from me that. He should be focusing on holding sights and holding angles, and if they're at the opposite site, then to take a slower, not a slower, but like a safer path. So instead of, if he's watching B, going all the way through tunnels and possibly dying from tunnel, what he should do is just go out B doors and head towards mid. So lots of crosshair placement. Crosshair placement was decent. His stutter stepping was what was really killing him, and his sensitivity being too high so that he can't really precisely aim was also a bit of an issue. But honestly, he did fairly well, and he did better than 51, 2, 3 people in a game full of Gold Nova 4s and AK1s. So I'm proud of him. And that is a game which emphasizes the importance of teamwork and communication. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I will be right back with a short outro. Alright, guys, so we just watched a replay that emphasized the importance of teamwork and communication and coherence, and also the importance of not underestimating your teammates due to a poor start. Everyone has games where they do poorly at the beginning. Almost every game that I play, the first 5 or so rounds, I suck real bad. Can't hit a shot, can barely throw a grenade, I miss cross smokes, it's awful. So, you can't really judge a book by its cover. We judged Coke as, like, the most cancerous player who doesn't know how to shoot, who can't do anything. And he ended up coming back and having some really good op shots, some really good op play. And we ended up banning him afterwards because he didn't talk very much, but he listened well, he could shoot an op, and all in all it went really well. So, thanks again for watching, and remember to like the video, comment the video, and don't, I'm gonna say this even though it's kind of common sense. Don't be afraid to post, like, disparaging comments, because I'm looking for critique and criticism of the actual, like, show as a whole to try and improve it. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.